All right. This is the cold open, right? We've got to.
Should I be on your camera?
I don't know. Can people see you on your camera's kind of terrible. Oh yeah, they can see you on this one, right? We are in the same room, but
so I could just turn off my camera.
I mean, it would be doing the world a favor with that ass lens there.
It's just so bad.
It's so bad. God. That is not great. Yeah, okay. There you go. Hi everybody. We're live in San Francisco. Look, I'm using the crappy Apple because it's like 720p still, right? It's not even that good.
Right.
Maybe it's better. I don't know, but it's been awful forever, and I was feeling terrible about myself. And then I saw your camera. What do you have? What are you rocking?
ThinkPad. What is this thing? I don't know. It's an older ThinkPad.
But the difference is when you drop the difference is when you drop yours, it's fine. When I drop mine, it's fine, right? Like it's very different use case. You know, yours is a durable, bulletproof piece of hardware.
Well, and I love the it doesn't just slip out of my hand every time I try to grab it.
The soap,
yeah.
You can get traction.
I'm just offended that they deliver devices that are like intended to be built to be dropped.
But so smooth. What did you think of the Apple things yesterday?
Yeah, I mean there's some nice upgrades.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like we've kind of reached a steady, very incremental, state of that world. Like just like small little things.
Small things. And I kind of like that too, by the way.
Yeah.
It's at least I know it's intellectually fine. Just because if you make even Mac OS, right, and Linux, they both have this like predictable cadence, right?
Yeah.
And so the operating system comes out and it's like, well, okay, well, I can get on this release or wait or whatever, and it's fine, and there's no pressure. Yeah. Whereas with Windows, it's like every 5 years there's this big release, and I don't know.
Can you remember the last time that something other than AI like blew your mind, like in the consumer technology realm?
Yeah, I mean, besides AI.
Yeah.
The first time I saw Apple release all that continuity stuff.
Yeah.
I think that is the coolest thing in the world and I know it seems silly in retrospect, but like, why couldn't my hardware interoperate like my software? Like why can't they be aware of each other?
I didn't know on the Mac and with your phone. When we were together in Oslo, you were like doing a copy on your phone and pasting on your computer or something. I had no idea you could even like copy and paste across
for years too. That's like a 10-year-old trick. It's and you can actually. So I have an Apple TV sometimes, and the Apple does many things well, but Apple TV's keyboard is not one of them, right? The whole text input on the TV thing is awful. So at some point they decided, okay, look, it is terrible. We'll at least let them, if they have an iPhone open at the time or if they have their watch, we'll prompt them to type on those devices. So they would actually rather you type on your watch than trying to manipulate the keyboard directly,
Well, and likely you've lost the remote in the couch cushion anyway.
Oh, sure.
There's no way to find it.
For me, I just assume this thing is going to be controlled via phone, And if we lose the phone, we have the watch, which can sound the alarm on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Right, which is exactly good. And if we lose the watch and the phone, then we'll have the AirPods. I don't know. We're just lost. So we are. Look, you and I we were just in Norway.
We were.
And Norway for the amazing Java's one.
That was such a great conference.
Or Java Zone.
Just really good.
And you and I have been going there on and off for 15 years, and that show, what a freaking great. I mean, it's gotten to be this like premier prestige event, and I don't know, what did they say? Was it public?
3,800 people, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it was more than like 5 people,
It was amazing turnout. Great conversations. Like people are just stoked. Like I love to see stoke in a community, and there's some good stoke in that.
Yeah, community. Energy, hype, and like good hype. Hype that'll materialize. Unlike Web 3.0. I don't know that Web 3.0. Has it ever paid dividends yet? I don't know. Still waiting. Still gonna be the year of Linux on the desktop and Web 3.0.
Hey, I'm running Linux on the desktop right here, right now.
Not to mention the Chromebooks.
Yeah,
that definitely counts. That's probably probably more of those now than straight Linux,
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, definitely. My kids use that at school.
Is it good? I'm sure it is, right? It's got
it's great.
It's Linux, and it's just built to
great.
purpose,
You can even launch a like container terminal.
Yeah.
In it. So I think I was running. This was a couple of years ago, and I had a Chromebook at Google, and I would launch the like container-based terminal thing, and then I installed IntelliJ into it.
Yeah.
And then I like ran IntelliJ within that terminal. It was kind of wonky, but it actually did work to like run full-on IntelliJ on the Chromebook.
That works.
Yeah.
And you know what? I wonder if my daughter used that in high school. I think she might have. I don't remember her. I don't know if she actually. Or maybe it's just a phone. Whatever it is, there's something about the Chromebook where it's like you have this one thing in front of you modality. It's not like you can have multiple. Is it true? I don't know if I'm remembering it incorrectly, but there used to be. It's not like you can have multiple windows open at the same time, or can you? I thought
you can.
Okay.
But like you can do the window organization stuff. But maybe there's a mode that's like kiosk mode or something.
I don't know. Maybe is it a full desktop then, or is it like a
full-on desktop?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I stand very much corrected. I was going to say my kid. Maybe it's from the phone then. She's quite capable on the old laptop, of course, but she keeps everything full, one window full screen, just like on the phone. You don't have two windows at the same time,
right?
And I'm like I need to. I want all the information right there. And that's probably why she gets more done than I do.
Yeah, she can focus.
Focus, yeah, exactly. Doesn't have the ADHD.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, anyway, all that to say, AI it was there at Java's own, but I just this sense of like Java, and did you see that talk, the Brian Getz's talk on the Java language?
I haven't watched it yet, but we talked about it. We kind of debriefed. I don't know. It was we were in Oslo, and you were catching up on that.
So good.
But that was the language, what's going on with language evolution stuff, and there's good stuff coming. I think
so big.
Yeah, but the big thing for me was type classes.
Yes,
they do type classes.
In
Java. That's going to be.
We should watch and then comment on that video at some point here.
Do like a reaction.
Yeah, because it is phenomenal. They did. If half of that arrives. By the way, did you see what they submitted yesterday? The JEP for value types.
Oh.
So it's I don't know.
I missed something.
I don't know what this is actually. Maybe let me see if I JEP. JEP. Gotta find a browser. There's too many things open here. Microsoft Word. Who did that? Do I have a browser? Here we go. So JEP.
Value classes and objects.
Right. So this is 401. It was created in 2020.
Yeah.
August. So actually almost 5 years.
Yeah, the value classes one, which is this technically part of Valhalla?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. It's the core feature. Yeah. And 2025, yesterday, 9:08, 2 days ago rather.
Yeah.
At 10:50 local time in the evening, right? So almost 11 o'clock in the evening local time.
Yeah.
2 days ago, it got updated, and then suddenly, people were like, Twitter. What's the word there?
Tweeting.
Yeah, they were like
tweeting about it.
Define.
Oh, and people couldn't see your screen.
That's good.
But it was you were just looking at the JP for value classes.
Yeah, and whatever. Anyway, the JEP 401 is here, and they updated. And I'm not sure. The only thing that's interesting is, so they mentioned Java 25 a lot, right? So they say all instances of these classes are value objects. This includes box primitives that are instances of integer, long, etc. The equals operator compares value objects by their field values. But then they show J shell enable preview version 25 internal, and then they show. So I don't know. It says preview. So like, is it going to target Java 25? I don't know, right? I have no idea. But if it does, that'd be great. Like as a preview feature, obviously we have. Yeah. And there's usually 3 versions. You have to wait.
Because if we not had a preview flag for this yet?
No, not in the core JDK. You have to download a separate build.
Okay.
And you can try it out, and it's promising.
Okay, but you're thinking that it's possible this is going to be a preview flag in JDK 25?
Maybe, I don't know. I have no idea. I literally have no idea.
Okay.
I'm hoping, I'm projecting.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, that'd be amazing.
And it doesn't say
they have what, a week or something until
What?
JDK 25?
Right.
So,
That's what I'm saying. Probably not. Right. Or
to get it in.
I don't know. But if that happens, you know, this is one of those features that I just saw the other week. I was like, okay, I really want that.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So on the AI front, did you you saw my tweet? Yeah.
Yes.
2 days ago. Pull up my tweet.
Well, you should.
I think this will be a good way for us to lead into what we're going to show with Embabel.
Well, you can bring it up here.
Oh, I can.
You're
right.
See it. Yeah.
How do I do that? Gotta get.
I got a
right window.
response from the horse's mouth. No, it is not the answer for Valhalla.
Wow. So close.
So submitted now does not mean so it will be proposed to target next version, but it does indicate progress. JEP 401 is the first of the Valhalla JEPs and will almost certainly not deliver all of the performance anyone has ever imagined Valhalla to offer. So please just keep expectations realistic. So, okay, the question is, the status of the JEP changed draft to submitted. Let's hope it makes it for JDK, open JDK 26 or 27. And then Brian Getz responded, no, it is not the answer for a Valhalla win, right? Submitted now does not mean it will be proposed to target next number. So not even as a preview feature, I guess. That was a day ago.
Well, that clarifies it.
Sad.
Not going into 25. But, I mean, this is such an important thing.
Right.
You got to get it right.
Let them cook.
You got to let it cook.
Yeah.
So, but, well, now we're at, what, every 6 months release cadence?
Well, that's just it, right? Like every 6 months is actually fine. And I know, I can set my clock, to it, right? I want that. It's so good for, because right. And it's agile for, on the scale of infrastructure,
right.
Like,
yeah, how do you be agile when the world runs on this thing?
Right,
yeah,
like
that's hard.
You de-risk. It's still true, right? You de-risk the upgrade by making the upgrades more frequent.
Yeah.
So if they get it wrong, you just wait another 6 months.
You can't live by the adage of what was it? Move fast and break things.
No,
like
please don't.
If the JDK lived by that, like the world would just come to an end.
Yeah. Not to mention if Linux moved. That's the other thing. I imagine there's some crevices of both Brian Getz's and the Java team's leadership's brains that match Linus Torvalds. Right? There's that dogged insistence that we absolutely never break users. Never, ever, 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 ever. And of course, I would never. I'm sure Brian Getz is a lot more affable and polite, than Linus. But nonetheless, these two things are so sturdy.
Yeah.
Pillars of the world because they have this incredible focus on maintaining user space, and I think that's
the same thing is true about Spring. Like Spring
we try.
Also like maybe not to the crazy extent that the JDK has to go through to do that.
But we certainly try. I mean, that's why the new version, Spring Framework 7 and Boot 4, same JVM version baseline, right? No backwards incompatible changes, really. So like huge. But that makes it such a good choice for enterprises to build on the scale of years or decades, right?
Yeah.
And as we march into the AI moment, well,
I mean that's exactly what I was talking about a couple of days ago. It was like the majority of workloads run on the JVM today, like business logic workloads, like the majority run on the JVM today because of these reasons. And that in the world of AI, that's not going to change.
No.
Like people still want their stuff to be reliable.
Absolutely.
And if you're like got a little I don't know, dog adoption service, that doesn't necessarily need the reliability that we're talking about that run businesses. And so
so there's 2 bits here, right?
So somebody argued with me real quick.
No.
I'm not gonna be able to pull it up because I'm not logged in on this.
Oh no.
But somebody said I doubt that they were questioning me on the majority of workloads running on the JVM today. And so then I did the @Grok thing. I love using Grok now. It just settles arguments
that
shuts arguments down, because of course it responded and said basically certainly the majority and probably around 56% of business workloads run on the JVM.
Yeah.
And that's pretty amazing for one technology, because beyond that it's just maybe C# is next.
Right. It's not even
or something.
It's definitely not Python.
And then just a smattering of everything else. But
that's a great point. It's Java, .NET as a second. And then in the top, not even a close number 3 is is the Pythons and the nodes and whatever.
Exactly.
We're not talking about the same things here, we're just not,
Well, and if you're on the socials and hanging out, you certainly don't see that perspective because you see everybody's talking about all these new hot things, and they're the new hot things that run like 2% of the internet.
Sure. I mean, right now we're in my home here in San Francisco. You know it, and I know it. You walk around San Francisco, and I love
drive up the 101. And everything says agentic this, agentic that.
There's ads for out there. You can see Piper, #1 AR SDR agent, and
SDR. I don't even know what an SDR.
I don't know either. There's all these ads for technologies. I think that's an Anthropic billboard over there. It is very acutely a technology place, and people are doing interesting things, but they're startups. This is the city that VC money is rebuilding, and that's not the same as institutional AI efforts that you're betting. It's one thing to bet the farm on Node and some flimsy SDK that somebody put out yesterday,
right?
When you've got one person and a CEO, but when you've got real teams on the line, you want the absolute most bulletproof software you can get in production. So JVM, right?
Like that's it. It is.
But that's the framework. That's the runtime. That's the language. That's the framework. Like Spring. Those things are durable. They add new features. They're interesting, and a lot of the big bang for the buck comes underneath the hood. You just get them by upgrading.
Yeah.
But AI itself, it seems a little flimsy sometimes, doesn't it?
Well, I think you've probably seen reports that have come out recently that are 95% of AI projects have failed, and that was an MIT study,
right?
And we can debate the study and all that, but I think generally AI has not really changed businesses in quite the way that people have pitched.
Right.
And I think that for me, a lot of that comes down to technology choices.
By the way,
you've probably made bad technology choices that have not allowed you to get to high reliability of what you've built, and probably gotten into a situation where it's probably even hard to evolve what you've built because you've made poor decisions on not using type systems and stuff.
Yeah.
And so
can I just say, I think what you just said, that number, I don't know what the number was in context, but I mean, there's also the number that some incredible percentage of just software projects fail.
Right. Oh, that's true.
So I don't know, is that included in that number, or is that a subset? It's of all the projects, I don't know, but that's a software in general fails.
I think that the stat on software projects that fail is 90%, but they do in that consider it not being on time and on budget to be failure.
Right.
In the things that are
okay. Well, I don't know about on time. It's not waterfall, but
yeah.
But anyway, reliability is key here.
So reliability is key here. And we had Rod Johnson on, I don't know, a couple months ago when I was here.
Is that already a few months?
God, I don't know. Life moves fast in this AI world. And I loved how he pitched Embabel, his AI agentic framework built on Spring AI, was that right now, most of these AI agentic things, they're basically at 1.9 of reliability.
Right.
And no business is gonna be successful or build on 1.9 of reliability. That's just crazy.
If Oracle said, hey, you can get 1.9 if it's available for 99.9% of the time,
you're not putting your data in
no
there,
way,
right? You can't build a business on that. So how do we get to more 9s of reliability? And so Embabel and Rod are tackling exactly that problem. And so we've just started playing with some Embabel stuff. And I think we could just show some of this and walk through a little sample that
from 0 to hero.
I'm not going to do it from 0, but I can show exactly what you would need to do to go from
build
0 to hero.
Code.
Yeah, we'll do build and code. We're going to make. It's going to run.
And the nice thing about Embabel is that it sits atop Spring AI. So we should talk about ways to tap into that with tools and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's do it. So this is also exciting. Look at what's on this page here.
I know, this is exciting. We always start with you have to go enable your model access to be able to use the foundation models on Amazon Bedrock, but it looks like that's changing. And now we won't need to even show the screen anymore because it's going to go away. So the models are just going to be enabled, and all we need is an API key, which I already set up my API key. Nice. Oh yeah, I read that. I read that blog. It's fantastic. Okay, so I've got my AWS credentials set up. I've got my project set up. Let's first just go look at the POM so you can see. You like Maven?
I like it. It works for me.
It works for you.
Yeah.
So you know what? I created a way to do Gradle DSL in Pickle.
What's wrong with you?
It was just
bound and determined to use the most esoteric build file possible.
Yeah.
Are you gonna now create a way to use Pickle from SBT and then just call it like recursively like abstract?
Anyways, build tools.
And then use that from Pants.
Okay. Here's what we need. We need a BOM import kind of thing right here.
Bill of materials.
Bill of materials. So we get our Embabel. Oh, and I am using the Spring Boot starter parent here.
Huge.
Great. Okay.
Big stuff.
Then
so start.spring.io would have given you.
It would have given
you
me
could
that.
You specified Kotlin in a brand new build.
I would have needed to add, that.
Sure.
Okay. And then I also need to add a repository for the Embabel stuff because it's not on Maven Central yet. He's had a 0.1, a couple 0.1 releases, so it could be on Maven Central. I don't know why it's not. Okay, and then everything else in here is the same, except for then I need a dependency for Embabel.
Right.
So I'm using Bedrock, so I just pull in the starter for Bedrock.
That's it. AWS's proxy / carry host whatever for a number of other models.
It actually hosts the models, the foundation models. So you're not like egressing out to Anthropic or to OpenAI. You can those models run in AWS
at the behest of AWS. Right.
They run on AWS.
Right.
Yeah.
So so you talk to Bedrock and Bedrock talks to these other things and abstracts away all that stuff, and you can get a build multi-tenancy, all that kind of stuff in the normal AWS way.
Just all AWS things. Yeah. Serverless, usage-based pricing if you want, whatever.
Imagine.
Whatever. So we've got our foundation models. Oh, and then there's lots of different models, lots of different providers. You got the Anthropics, the OpenAIs, you got the Amazon model.
DeepSeeks and
there's DeepSeek.
Gemma.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so that's our setup for the build. Llama, you got the llamas.
Okay.
Llamas.
Sorry, just curious. And there's also embedding models. There's different kinds of models. We're using chat.
We're using a chat model.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. Then I had to set up some properties here, which we're gonna go file a bug on those things. Yeah. Which you've walked me through how to get those to actually work in the IDE, and I forgot.
There needs to be a configuration processor
Yeah.
in the pom.xml, and then we need a configuration properties class. That's it. And I'm sure I think he must have just forgotten the configuration processor in the Maven build. So when it was built, it didn't generate the index.
So we'll help him get that better.
Easy.
But okay, but I'm going to use the Amazon Nova micro model, just a nice, easy little chat model, and then I can set some properties on here.
Oh, I love that! Look at that. You've got like a constraints, like
and I can't remember if these are actually correct or if I just hallucinated them.
Was that an upper bound? You're saying don't cost more than this, or what?
No, so there's the knowledge cutoff, and then there's the input price for tokens and the output price for output tokens. So the idea with Embabel, which I'm not actually showing here, is to be able to make decisions about your model usage based on a variety of factors. Maybe for a specific task, you want to use the cheapest model. Maybe for another task, you want to first try the cheapest model, but if it fails, then try again with a higher powered model. And so, and then also the knowledge cutoff is important because then you can also make decisions about, I'm asking about something from 100 years ago. I don't care what the knowledge cutoff is. Let me use an older model. Whereas if I'm need something more recent, then use a model that. So the idea with Embabel, one of the ideas, is to be able to have all these different models and their metadata encoded here, so that then our kind of orchestration logic of our agent can make decisions based on this metadata.
And so you would stipulate Embabel's bracket 1 to specify one that has more recency.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so these are parameters. So you're telling Embabel, hey, these are true about this model.
Yep.
And therefore, if their user needs something older, they can use this one, but maybe have another one that's got more recent cut update. And all that. Okay. So
and I don't remember like this. Actually, this metadata should be in Embabel. Yeah. And maybe it is now in a newer version, but for some reason, when I first started experimenting with this, that metadata was not actually in Embabel, so I had to like manually plug it in. But if you're using OpenAI or Claude models, like all this is already actually built into Embabel, all the metadata about the model. So.
Okay.
So, but I was using this Nova micro model, so I put that in there.
I like it.
Okay, then this is all built on Spring, as we said, but we do need to do some kind of mapping for Embabel to know what's needed for connecting to something. So
it's a Spring Boot application.
Yep, Spring Boot application.
And you just added this agent platform.
Yep. Okay. Yep. So we're using the Bedrock profile for the agent platform. And there's others that you can use in there as well. Okay, then we've got our model provider. So this is just setting up the LLMs that we're going to have access to, pulling from that config file. And then our model provider is how we're going to.
And you're depending on a Spring AI bean? What is that dependency there?
What is that dependency there? We're depending on the Bedrock models, which I'm guessing, come from here. Let's download those sources. Yeah, so there must be a bean in here somewhere, right? For the model.
Oh, was that it? Chat model up. Okay, I don't know. Well, we'll figure it out.
Oh.
I reckon it's probably a Spring AI.
Something in here, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's how I'm gonna like get my connection to AWS and stuff, right? Okay. And I don't know why I used a string for that. I probably could have used a class or something, right?
I don't know. I don't even know what it's depending on. If it's a thing that we're depending on from Spring AI, like if there's auto config, wouldn't it be nice if that was evaluated afterwards?
Yeah, and this is an area that we need to put a little more love into to just make this like just totally automatic, right? Yeah. Like auto configuration should just do all this stuff for us. So we got some work to do on smoothing that out.
No big deal. 5 lines in the meantime.
Yeah, not that bad. Okay, now do we want to dive into the actual agent?
So yes, because I think in order to understand all these types, you're gonna need to show me what the magic trick is.
Yeah.
What's what's the goal?
Should we run it?
Well, no.
No. Oh.
What are we trying to do?
Oh, what are we trying to do? Okay. We want to orchestrate a number of steps through using an LLM to go from likely some input, and that input could be a chat message, could be an image,
right.
But so you've got some input, and you want to like have a orchestrated flow to be able to do something in response to that input. And in the world of agents, you're going to maybe like call some other systems, get some other data from some other systems. You're going to, like in our Pooch Palace example, like figure out when you can
schedule it,
and then maybe even like actually schedule it and send it to so you've got like this workflow that's going to kick off, and that workflow is determined based on what the user is asked for, right? Mm-hmm. And so how do you model that workflow?
Because sometimes it works one shot, but that's like a fluke, I think. You can't always trust that to be true.
Right.
So you need to have...
That's where that like 1/9 of reliability comes in, is that the user can type whatever they want into a chat box. And so how do you get some consistency around the orchestration that happens given a prompt?
Yeah.
And
it's an iterative
challenge
sequence of steps, isn't it?
Of agents. Yeah, exactly. Is you're going to have to likely do a number of things. How do you figure out what those things are and do them in a consistent, reliable way with all the possible variations that are coming in as inputs?
This is a great question. If I knew the answer, I wouldn't be here. So let's go.
So what we do in Embabel is we actually model that kind of graph as data types.
So when you say graph, you mean the graph of steps from the question to the answer?
Yep.
Okay.
Right. Yep.
And so, okay.
And all the things that can potentially happen, all the different routing like different ways that you can go through the system, and that the agent can decide what to do. You need to model all of that with types.
Okay.
And so this is like domain-driven design meets AI agents.
Ooh, so good types good?
Good types good.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, the types are how we can get to a higher level of reliability, because there's a few things that happen. One, the types can help inform the actual graph, the workflow that's going to be established. But then two, we can actually constrain the inputs and outputs to different steps in that graph to be typed. And so you can actually move data through your graph as a specific type. And if the AI can't figure out how to get something into a type, then we're not going to be able to move on to the next step.
So it'll throw its hands up and bark?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so now, if we see, let's just see the actual...
Do you want to see the workflow or the types first?
The workflow.
Okay. Let's go see the workflow.
Oh.
Okay, so here's what we have, and let's make this bigger here. Okay, here's my workflow. What I'm going to do is I want to, my agent first, I say my agent has a job. You always give your agent a job. So generate a funny joke.
Yeah.
Okay. And what this agent needs to do is actually go through a number of steps to generate a funny joke, because we don't want just any joke. We want a funny joke. And so here's the steps for my workflow. My first one is an action where I'm going to generate jokes. This is where we start with the user input. We take the user input as a parameter, and then I can also get the context in here. But what the type that I want out of that is jokes. And so jokes, if we look at that, all that it is a list of string, basically. So that's that's a data type. Mm-hmm. So that data type, in this case, obviously very simple, just a list of string, basically. But that, when we go through this step, we're going from a user input to the list of jokes.
Okay, so the output
and we're going to use
jokes.
our LLM to do that. So to call our LLM, we're going to do context.ai with default LLM create object. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to tell it what you need to generate is a list of jokes, list of strings. And then I'm giving it a prompt here, and I'm saying generate 5 of, and I'm passing in the user input, which is like generate jokes about programming or something. And so that, it's just taking some user input, putting it into the prompt. But so that's the first step in the graph.
Yeah.
And so that's user input to jokes.
Okay. Now, how do we get from jokes to the best joke?
Let's actually hop down to the end, to the best joke, because in order to tell it what the terminal end of this agent is you say achieves goal. And we're using natural language to describe not just what the agent does, but the goal that it achieves.
Right.
And it's an action. And then my action here takes a jokes and ratings. So in order to get to achieve the goal, I have to have jokes and ratings. And then I'm going to return a single joke and rating. And so when this one actually doesn't even call the LM, it doesn't need to, but I can just do a transform on, I've got my jokes and ratings, and then I can just return the max, the funniest joke.
Yeah, yeah, okay.
So then there's one intermediary step in here, which is to rate the jokes. So the first step generated the 5 jokes. The intermediary step went from jokes to jokes and ratings. And of course we use the LLM to actually get the rating. So we give it each joke and say, rate this joke. And then it comes back with our, a joke and rating is just the actual joke and then the rating.
And there's nothing, since this is just regular Spring, there's nothing stopping you from using any of the different mechanisms in Spring for scatter gather, doing all those ratings at the same time kind of thing?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. That's a good point. We could actually do this all in parallel, right? Yeah.
Okay. It's embarrassingly parallel.
Totally. We should do that in parallel. Is there even a parallel map?
Parallel stream.
Yeah. So parallel map right there. Yeah, so I could actually just do a parallel map on that.
So good.
Yeah. So that would be trivial. Okay. So we go from jokes and ratings, and we call the LLM. And I do need to add into here, it would be nice to use a different LLM for rating the jokes than the one that generated it. Right. Just because then you've got a
unbalanced, unbiased.
Unbiased, yeah, exactly. Judge. But I haven't done that part yet. Okay, and then yeah, that's it. So that's our workflow. So okay, but here's something that.
So if can I draw a line?
Yeah.
Just make sure I got it.
Yeah.
User input is whenever you specify user input, that's by default always the first one.
Yeah.
And then you've got some optional context if you want it. And the output of that is jokes. So the next step must be something that takes the jokes as an input.
Yeah.
And is there an order? Like, can I do jokes second and context first? Or does it matter?
Order doesn't matter.
Okay. And then the output of that is a list of
jokes and ratings.
Jokes and ratings. And so the next action must by definition be something that accepts that as the input. Is that true?
Except in this case, we've got this very linear, obvious workflow.
Yeah.
In a real agent, you're going to have branching. You're going to have
Can you go back to step one?
Yeah, like and in Embabel. So let's talk a little bit about the planner, the orchestration planner in Embabel, because it's one of the kind of unique pieces of it. Is that you'll see that there is nothing actually that really defines a workflow here. Right.
It's just
we just have functions. Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
And so what Embabel does is it actually uses non-AI planning to actually determine what the graph is, and then at the end of each execution of a step in the plan, it then goes back and replans to make sure that it stays on track. Yeah.
Wait, so you can do things without AI?
Isn't that amazing?
I don't even know how to type anymore.
Rod talked about it on our episode, which I'm sure the recording is somewhere. But he talked about how it was inspired by games. It was like the goal-oriented action planning.
GOP, yeah.
GOP, the GOP planner. So he has this deterministic way to create the plan, essentially the workflow for the agent.
So good.
So good. And using types. Like this is using types to actually create this mapping and this workflow.
And using Kotlin, but obviously this works in Java and Scala and whatever other languages. Yeah, okay. Great.
Yep. Okay. So I think we can just run it at this point. It's a super trivial example. We need to come up with more, and Rod has some good examples for trip planners and more complex workflows and stuff that do much more interesting things. But we wanted to start with the hello world. And let's go run this thing. So it's because it's built on Spring Boot. We just Spring Boot run this thing. And that's, I forgot to show, I do have this agent exposed as an HTTP endpoint using Spring, right? Which we can go look at the code for that.
And also we should set up virtual threads.
Ooh, yeah. So that's my get map. So I make a get request to / and then I'm using this cool thing where I'm just like, hey, figure out what to use, which normally you get a prompt in and then you're going to pass that to a swarm of agents and then it's going to figure out. So that's what this choose and run. I'm sure there's some syntax to actually just use the agent, the only agent that I have, but I thought it was kind of fun.
That is cool.
The autonomy part.
I love that you've got a router there.
Yeah.
Can you do the virtual threads quick? Just go to a property file.
Do you think that's going to screw anything up or
no, of course not.
It's just going to work?
Yeah, of course. It's just IO. So do spring.threads.virtual.enabled. There you go. True. So much better. Now those costs, those long running calls to web services.
Okay, well, let's just restart this thing and see if our virtual threads just magically work.
They do. Because it's just input stream. It's not even something we could affect in our programming model. It's just it's below the level of the input stream.
Okay, so let's try this thing. So all I need to do is make a request. So let's run our get request to /, and then if everything works with our virtual threads, we should see a joke. Why do programmers prefer dark mode? Because light attracts bugs.
That was quick too.
Yeah.
Oh, and you didn't even do the parallel
and
map.
I did 5. I did 5. I said generate 5 jokes, and then I had them rated. So I generated 5 jokes, had them each rated, and then picked the top one.
And you didn't even do the parallel map.
I didn't even do the parallel map.
What happens if we do that? It's too fast. It's already too fast. So this is actually, you're using, there is a lot to be said for the choice of models here, right? You're using the micro, I think you said.
Which is the Nova micro model.
But in general, I've just seen the Bedrock stuff just be blazing fast. It doesn't, is this, I guess, does the micro version do the deep thinking, or is it just more like a traditional chat model? Or I don't know.
We'll have to look that up. I can't remember offhand.
You can choose another one, of course.
But yeah, there's one of the Nova models that does do like the reasoning more. It's more reasoning oriented.
Yeah.
That's part of the challenge is like figuring out what model should I use for this part of my graph, essentially, because we're going to have these large complex agents that are doing these transforms of data using the LLM to help them.
Well, that's what I'm
and so like which model is best targeted, and when should I have some dynamicness to that model selection? So Embabel allows you to do all that, but I think that's where some of the challenging engineering problems are going to be is in that, like how do you decide when and where and how which model to use and when to switch and when to fall back and
so that's a good point. Like I reckon that I could use a lot of cheap models if I've got this
cheap fast models if you can, right?
Well, because this is going to make sure I get to my end goal no matter what.
Yeah.
So maybe
it could reach a point where it gets stuck and can't actually help you move forward. But
that's because the lack of expressivity in your types, not because of the.
It could be because your model just wasn't capable of achieving what you needed.
The goal. Okay.
And so you may need to like have a way to start with one model, some like small, lightweight, fast model, and then if needed, fall back to a more powerful model.
And you can specify that here.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's different ways to configure your models and how.
Is there any way to inform which action uses which model?
Yeah. It's so in going back to our actions, we're just using the with default LLM.
Okay.
So I don't know what other properties exist on here
with LLM.
But we can specify it specifically with auto LLM, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, there's different ways to configure how that stuff happens.
And the one we want is right there with LLM with the string.
Yeah, exactly.
We could just pass
so
in a different string.
But I do want to see real quick what the auto LLM does. Get a configurable prompt runner for this context using automatic model selection criteria.
So is the default just the first? Like what is the default?
Yeah, default is there is a way to specify the default, which is that one default.
Okay, that's the one.
Yeah.
Oh, so those two values, the default LLM and then the name of the first one, happen to match, but that may not be the case.
Right.
Model 0 might be foo and the default is bar. Okay.
Yeah.
That's
so we'll have to play with this auto model selection.
I reckon that takes into account those parameters you've got.
Probably. Yeah.
Neat.
We're gonna have to have Rod back on.
Yeah.
Now that we've got intelligent questions to ask him.
So this is with the default. Okay, look at that.
So that's just using the default. But right now I only have one model set up. So
sure.
But of course, like I could set up 100.
Right.
Like
why not?
And maybe then there's like over time some like automatic tuning where it's like, 90% of the time this model doesn't work for this thing. Let's do some runtime tuning or something.
And I wonder if there's any value in like taking a sufficiently, like if a cheap model doesn't solve the problem, then maybe you're biting off more than you can chew, and so maybe
break it down
into smaller actions, more granular.
And with domain-driven design,
right.
That's exactly what we would do. Is like let's get more granular when we need to.
And you've got the type system to help you there, so it's just a matter of
refactoring. And it becomes just refactoring.
What you want to do anyway.
Yeah.
Good design, single responsibility principle, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and then of course these actions can call MCP servers to get data and update data, and so this one is all kind of self-contained. But of course, like in the real world, this is going to be integrated to a JDBC template or JDBC CRUD repository or whatever, right? So we're going to actually integrate this into our business system, not just have it as a
abstract thing doing things with AI and nothing else. The real value, it seems to me, is taking this and, like you just said, it's leveraging, repurposing all that business logic written in Spring and Java over the decades, to build something bigger and better. That's cool.
Yeah. And then we can go look at the output, because there is some really good output in here on like showing us like, here's the plan that we came up with. Here's the steps as we walk through the plan. Like, so the default login is going to give us like all sorts of information on the planning, how that all happened. And so I won't go through all that. But
so how much does it cost to use Embabel?
I don't know. We'll have to ask Rod. It's just open source.
It's just open source, right? Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's building on top of Spring AI. So at the worst case, you still have those types there. You can drop down, create tools, integrate that, build MCP services.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. You can just use the Spring AI kind of foundational pieces when you want to as well.
And then orchestrate them from here, from Embabel.
Yeah.
That is
so good.
So good. Well, all right.
Great.
This is good. We should talk.
Do you want to just roll right into the Spring AI one, or you
Nope.
want to
Let's
take
do
a
it.
pause?
We'll take a pause,
Great.
reset, and we'll be back in a minute or two.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're gonna talk about. Should we give them a little teaser?
Yeah.
Or,
Spring AI 1.1 M1 just
yes.
dropped.
So the latest Spring AI milestone release just dropped yesterday.
Yeah.
Like fresh off the
build.
press,
Yeah.
off the build machine. So we'll take a little break and then come back and we're gonna dive into some of the Spring AI 1.1 M1 stuff.
Don't miss it. Bye.